Hello everyone, Spoons for Days, and today I'm here to talk about the new series called Could You Survive? Well, basically this series is about could you survive in a fictional world, whether that may be Decay 2 for today, or further down on the road, whether that is a TV show, The Walking Dead for an example, or like another video game like Resident Evil. So comment down below if you want to see more post-apocalyptic or just simply in another fictional, more dystopia world. So now, without further ado, let's dive right into Could You Survive? So, in State Decay 2, the very beginning are just Zeds, which can easily be killed if you have a decent amount of weapon, whether it's a gun or a melee. But if you don't, and you're relying on your fist, or if you're going by the game lore, a knife, like a small little knife. If you're relying on that, then you're more likely to die. So keep that in mind when you're searching around, because you probably want a weapon first, if you can get it first. Then comes the next part, grouping up with people around you. So if you're in your house by yourself, look around, see if anyone's around. If there's no one around, then you're on your own. That can be either good or bad depending on who is around your neighborhood. So, let's say for example, you're in a neighborhood with a bunch of bad people, whether you want to decide what they are, that's your choice, whether they're just grumpy old neighbors or whatever. So, if you have those kind of people, would you just leave them behind? Would you try to negotiate with them? Try to trade some things, or simply just kill them on the spot? It is up to you. So now, since you have your neighbors, or whether it's an ally in a grocery store, now, since you have your allies, or enemies, or neutral, or acquaintance people, then, next step, finding supplies. Whether that may be food, ammunition, you need to find at least a decent amount before moving on to the next step, which I'll get to that further down the road. So now, since you have a decent amount of supplies, whether it may be food, so if you're at a grocery store, you're most likely to find food, and maybe some weaponry depending on what type, so Walmart have some types of weaponry, or you're at an airport. You ain't gonna find a weapon unless it's on a security guard, but let's face it, they're either going to hold on to it for their dear life, or they're already dead, and which it's kind of hard, you have to balance and choose. So now, since you have found your supplies, the next step is to try to find either a base or keep on moving. You have to decide one or the other. I personally would try to find a decent amount of land and try to settle down. Whether that may be trying to build a base or whatever, I would try to find a little area for people to group up and kind of rebuild society. That's just me though. You may personally just want to keep walking down on the road, keep trying to find supplies and all that stuff. But eventually, you'll find a group, and they would want to settle down. What would you do? Would you stay in that group and try to settle down? Or would you just keep it moving? Or would you just kill them on the spot because, well, they're walking loot? It matters on your mentality during these stages that could affect later down the road. For example, let's say you decide to make enemies with your neighbors. Now, you have them, plus this group that you want to attack, and now you don't have enough people. Let's say there's 5 in that group that has a decent amount of weaponry. So you're either going to have to strategize and try to kill them silently, one by one, or go in guns blazing, but that one's just kind of redundant. So, comes down to the point of, would you try to fight them? Would you just simply stay battle-round? It comes down to your personal traits, which that is on the little next topic. So now it's on to your mentality. So whether that your mentality is, hey, I want to be friendly with everyone, or simply be ravenous and just kill everyone on the site. Ultimately, it comes down to you. You can cause heavy damage, or you can cause really good rebuilding, basically. So, it comes down to your personal opinion and also who is around you. For example, let's say there's a ton of cops. Let's say you were in a prison, and whether you're felony or another prison guard, it comes down to you and that group. So, if you unless you decide to leave, then it comes down to just you. So, if you're deciding with the group, however, they most likely would probably be, yeah, let's rebuild. And if you don't want to do that, what are you going to do? Are you just going to simply leave the group and try to find someone else to murder, or try to murder all of them, or what? Or be the friendly guy, like me. I would try to rebuild. I've said that already, I know, but I would try to rebuild. So, I would, find a decent land, which I already said, and that's just me. I would find a little land, rebuild, whether it's with a bunch of convicted felonies, or a bunch of security guards, or just random people. I would try to rebuild, because if we try to fight each other in the apocalypse, we're most likely not going to survive further down on the road, as a species in general. So, what would you do? Comment down below on how you would try to survive. Would you be that guy that just tries to go out blaze of glory, killing everyone? Or would you be that guy that tries to help everyone, help those in need, or most likely be in the middle? Help some, kill others, because they have decent stuff and they have decent traits. Whatever the case may be, it ultimately comes down to you as a person to decide, do I want to rebuild, do I want to destroy, or simply stay on the sidelines? I personally would try to rebuild, find a decent place to rebuild, even during the apocalypse. So, let's say this now. So the recap, in other words, I mean. So first you have who is around you. Then you have what is your mentality. Then a place to either stay or keep on moving. Those will be your major things, plus the place you start at, but that one is more for early stages instead of late game. So, and what place do you go to is another one, but that ultimately is like the end and beginning. Mainly you need to focus on how to survive. Basically, whether that may be trying to kill everyone, which I don't see that one being a good way to survive, or help rebuild, or just be someone who just finds supplies on the ground, trades, or whatever. So, what would you do? Comment down below. Would you be this ravenous person who tries to kill everyone, or would you be the friendly, nice guy? It ultimately comes down to your decision. And also, what you have, too. You may ask, why does that matter mostly? Because, let's say you have a ton of food. People that are starving are probably going to fight you for it. So, would you be the guy that tries to protect your stuff, trade with them, or just simply give it to them? It comes down to your mentality. But remember also, you have to add this in mind too. I'm sorry that I keep doing this, but you also have to keep in mind your group too. Would your group be like, yeah, let's help them out, let's give them some supplies? Or would you be like trying to recruit them? Or would you simply just kill them on the spot rather than find them later? It comes down to you, and I do hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, please hit that like button and that subscribe button, and please, like seriously, comment down below if you want to see more like this, where I just simply have gameplay in the background and I just talk. Or would you like me, with the Spoons for Days shirt and sitting on the wall like how I do in most of my other videos? Comment down below, I really want to hear y'all's opinion on that. So without further ado, I do hope you enjoyed, and yeah. Also, I'm going to let the clip play out a little bit more, so for those who want to see who's just been watching the game in the background, I will let the video continue, but I will shut up now. And so I do hope you enjoyed the rest of the video. One more quick thing I forgot to mention is that basically the Blood Plague comes a year later after the apocalypse began. Like the Blood Plague hearts and things like that come further down on the road, so if you're not really well stocked at the beginning nor the middle of the year, most likely at the end of the year, your people might get infected with a blood plague. So you have to keep that in mind whenever you're building a base or simply keep on moving. So sorry that I had to add this little extra clip in, but I just wanted to make sure I added everything I could before I'm like, oh yeah, this is the best survival. Yeah, no, it's not, but it's just my personal opinions and basically how I think it would roll. So if you think otherwise, please comment down below, and I'm sorry that I kind of, duped y'all and like, oh yeah, this is going to be the final, but I promise you this time, I will wrap it up this time, for real. And so if you do enjoy, please hit the like button, it really does mean a lot to me. Hit that subscribe button because that really means a lot to me, and comment down below. Whether you like it or hate this series, please comment down below. I want to hear y'all's thoughts, and have a nice day.
We need reinforcements down here. That's all I got. Watch it, Juggernaut! Getting low on that. That's not gonna happen. Where's the fucking helicopter?
Roger that. I'm on my way.
Shit.